everybody, it's Brooke. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I thought I would bring you guys along while I try to make an accordion journal, very much inspired by Carol Laws and Meg Journals. I will link both of them down below, but I'm sure you know who they are. So this really appealed to me because it's a different kind of journal. I always like to try something new. You can use a bunch of scraps or just random paper, whatever you want to use. And because it's an accordion, you can spread it. First of all, you can make it as big as you want. I mean, you could make it that thick or something. It's no-sew, which is great. But you can spread it out to work flat, which really intrigued me. I thought that was interesting. So let's give it a whirl, shall we? The only thing that I would recommend, I just grabbed, this is an old Reader's Digest cover that we may use as the cover. So I'll stick that aside. I grabbed some printables from Ruby and Pearl XO. Heather makes absolutely lovely digis. I will also link her down below. Aren't these pretty? And I was kind of going for neutrals with a little bit of pink and green because I like those colors. But again, this is going to be super random and fun. Excuse me. So I will link Ruby and Pearl down below. I think these came from her kit Creme Brulee, but I'm not positive. You should have all of them anyway because they're fabulous. And then I just grabbed from my loose page and random bits bucket, I just grabbed what was on top. I did weed through. What I was going to say before is I recommend not using super old papers because of the accordion construction. You know, they're going to be folded, unfolded, folded, unfolded, and any fragile papers or brittle papers will come apart pretty easily. So I did weed out the older, more fragile ones, but I've just got all different kinds of things. I've got a jelly print that we did a while ago, a brown lunch bag, some music, which I'm not sure about because it is kind of brittle. Might have to grab some different music. We'll see. Some coffee dyed Asian something that's just beautiful. Dictionary, coffee dyed paper, some graph paper, because you know I love graph paper. More of that Asian book, whatever it was. This is an old hardware store catalog that I avocado dyed. This is from an old ledger, as is this. This is one of the less brittle ledgers that I have, so I grabbed one of those intentionally. Looks like coffee dyed accounting paper, art book page. Ooh, look, cutie, baby doggy. A big giant map book that I have. And this is out of the book I made my creative daily journal with. This is an old book about crafts. I can't remember what it is. It's like doing crafts in the woods or something. I don't know. Cookbook. Another piece of that accounting paper, but longer. Fun. An 1896 Ladies' World, and it's in such good shape, you guys. I just came across this again recently, and I've been using it because I've hoarded it for too long, and this is not brittle at all. And a piece of Florentine paper. I was excited that this came out in the handful that I grabbed because I have some that I got from Your Crafting Source, which is really my crafting source. No, Your Crafting Source, Sweet Michelle, and I will link her down below as well. Make sure to go check the links because there's all sorts of fun stuff down there. At any rate, that is what I grabbed, and let's just get started, shall we? I'm going to use the cover to start with because this is the size we're going to make it. So let's just see for fun. It's 7.5 by about 5. I want it to stay relatively within the cover. I'm not concerned that it be exactly. I like stuff poking out all over the place, so I'm not going to sweat it. Actually, instead of measuring, let's just tear with wild abandon. You know I enjoy that. So I'm just going to, let's see, how do I do this? This way, maybe? Maybe I'll fold this to tear it because it's kind of long. Am I just looking for trouble? Maybe. Maybe I am. And I'm actually paying attention to it being relatively straight. So I think I want to tear this right about here. If you put your ruler down the right direction, you get a much better result. Oh, and there goes my stomach again. What is it? The second I turn the camera on. So let's make sure. Oh, perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so we have that. And I, in my prototype, which got kind of out of control, let me show you this. It got kind of fat. But what I did was followed the way that Meg did it, which was, and Carol did it as well, which was to fold as they went. I think this time I'm going to try something that Barbara at 49 Dragonflies did, which was to make a long strip and then fold it afterwards. So let's try that and see how that works out. Put my scraps in a different place. And this guy's massive. It's also a little thick. I think I'm going to use my cutter instead of trying to tear it. So let's do that. Oh, and I moved the microphone, so hopefully you're not getting the paper slapping sound that was happening before. I'm really sorry about that. How do we want this? We want it to be about here. Sometimes you wonder it would just be easier to measure. No. I mean, I guess sometimes you have to, but my brain is all over the place right now. Okay, you get straight. You go under there. Da-da-da. What the heck am I doing? Am I going to have to start this video over because I'm being crazy? Maybe. And the pages do not all have to be the same size if you don't want. It's totally your call. Oh, and after all that, I just realized I want... Do I? Oh, my word. Hopefully I'll get myself together here in a minute. I was kind of wondering if I really wanted that, but it's at the bottom, and that's fine. And so now let's do this again, because I'm a nutter. I am just a nutter. I'm going to say that's about right, okay? We'll try a smaller page next, since this is obviously too much for my little tiny brain. Okay, here we go. And the point that those ladies made by doing it and folding it as you go, you have an idea of how it's going to look, how the pages are going to look. By doing it in a long strip like this, it's more of a surprise. So again, it's, you know, a personal choice. I did cut this a little short, but that's all right. It's okay. I think I'll line it up with the top arbitrarily. So we'll put some glue here. Put my sticky book aside. Hopefully my big old head's not getting in the way. Got to get over that to make sure it's lined up. That's about the only particular part of this, making this journal, is trying to make sure that you're lining things up and keeping the pages straight so it doesn't get wonky and wobbly. If it does, I don't think it's the end of the world. Alright, let's try a shorter page so I don't have to stress my brain so much. I love this. Should we do it this way? This way? Do it this way. That'll be fun. And we will, because these are bigger pages, there will be more pages of this, if that makes sense. But we can go on in and do some collaging. And this is really just a base for whatever you're going to do in your journal. I thought it would be an absolutely fabulous glue book, because you can just keep going and going and make it like a masterboard. It's the world's longest glue book, which, I don't know, for some reason that seems fun to me. Every time I watch Elizabeth work in her glue book, or Nicole at Relax Cut Glue, the glue book master of all time, it makes me want to start a glue book. The last thing I need is another project, really. Get straight, you. All right, I like that. And we will just tear this piece off. It gets a little hard to wrangle as it gets longer, but for some reason this concept just fascinates me. Okay. Are you straight? Maybe. Yeah, my brain is out there today, huh? Well, I suppose we all have that. Sometimes. I have it a lot. So now the question is, do we want to freehand it or do we want to use the scoreboard? I think it's going to be easier for it to go wonky if we freehand it. Just thinking. Let's have a sip of delicious butter pecan coffee while we're thinking. I think I'm going to use the scoreboard. Let's try that just to see how it works out. So, it's about 5 inches, we decided. Let's get that out. Oh gosh, all my tools are going to go flying. They're all going to go flying. Whoops. Okay, and I don't know, for whatever reason, I have an easier time scoring when my scoreboard is like this, instead of up and down. Don't know why. So, grab our bone folder, make sure we're lined up nice and neat, and we'll go at 5. Try to flatten it out up here. Easier said than done. Knocking everything over. Everything. Wow. Maybe this wasn't the best day to do a video, because my brain is being crazy. And we've got 10. Whoops, went off. We went off the rails. Shocker. Okay, so let's fold it at our 5. And fold it at our 10. This newspaper has been folded before, so it's got sort of random creases in it. I don't feel our 10 mark. Well, already I'm just going rogue. Okay, now we'll stick this part in, and we'll go to our 5. Oop. I can't seem to stay in the track. That'll get us going anyway. It'll get us started. Okay. And then we go there. And I stopped to do it now, just so that the piece isn't super long while I'm trying to fold it. I think doing it in sections might make it a little easier. Have we got one more? I don't think we do. Nope. Okay. So then we'll go at 5 again. Oh, you know what? I'm going to try my stylus, see if that stays in the track a little better. Nope, it doesn't. Alright, back to the bone folder. I like using the stylus, but sometimes if you press too hard, it will go through the paper, which is a bummer. And we'll go to 10. Maybe I don't like using the scoreboard. We shall see. So you can see how fast this goes. We've already got quite a few pages. And then this one is not a full page. Making sure we get up there and line it up. That makes me crabby. There we go. Yep, that's off a little bit. Back to the world of nothing I do is straight. Yep. And there's that. So let's move this aside for a second. try to avoid the catastrophe that happened when I moved it the first time. And so what would happen is we will keep going. Just this is a partial page, which is fine, but we've already got this many pages. Look at that. And then you get to the back and it starts over again. So you've got the whole front and the whole back side just by putting them together like this. How fun is that? Why that's so fascinating to me, could not begin to tell you. It just is. So let's go ahead and put in a digital this time. And I didn't print on the back side, so it will be white, but you can just go in and collage right on over that. Whatever works for you. Or you could run it through the printer, you know, print on the back as well as the front. Or print it on coffee dyed paper. So many options. So many options. Ooh. Wow, even tearing is a bit of a challenge. I don't know what my problem is, and I missed that part. Yes, I've got the scissors out. Can she do it? Probably not. Nope, she can't. And then we need to adjust the height. If we tear it there, is that going to tear that poor lady's head off? I don't want to tear her head off. She seems like a nice lady. Let's put the ruler there and see what it looks like. Alright. Yeah, okay, so we'll take some off the bottom first. I didn't really want to lose any of this picture because it's so beautiful, but Brooke, it's a digital. You can print it again. That's a pretty scrap. Put that in our scrap pile. Let's see. Oh, look at that. That made it just about perfect. Sweet. Get our glue book back out. Oh, if you could see the mess around me. Or you can see my pages kind of creeping in this way. That's my pile of pages that we can use. And then we'll put some glue here. Uh-oh. Get into the bottom of my ooh-hoo. Michelle, honey, if you're watching, could you just invoice me for 4 and send them off? Because you're the best. I keep meaning to get over to your website and order them, and I keep forgetting. I don't know how you can forget glue, but I can. So there we go. Well, you guys, I went and got my hair done yesterday. It was so much fun. It's so cute. I just love my hairdresser. She's adorable. What if we do this one? I'm loving. Oh, look. The back is blank except for record of minutes. I like that. Normally, I would keep the holes. But I think in this case, we're going to lose the holes. I don't know why. And as I said, it gets a little hard to wrangle, but that's okay. And see, I'm trying to make it crooked. There we go. All right. I hate to tear off the edges. They're so beautiful and brown. But needs be. Oh, come on, Brooke. Well, it's kind of straight considering how off I went. Can you guys see in the camera the watermark in there? It's so cool. Putnam Lodger. Oh, not Lodger. Ledger. Duh. Okay, fold this up. Get it out of our way. Put some more glue down. I want to put this on the record of minutes on top because it looks cool. Sorry, lady, we're going to lose the edge of your dress. But we didn't cut your head off, so, you know, you win some, you lose some. Get that on there. Yeah, it was a little short, but that's okay. So let's try this time folding it without the bow, without the scoreboard. And see how that goes. So I'm just checking to try to keep it straight there. Trying to keep the fold in, you know, relatively the same place. Give it a good mash. Fold it back this way. So yes, getting my hair done was a thrill. I haven't been in a really long time, and it was bumming me out. I don't mind the gray because, well, it's a thing. I have gray hair. It just was sad. You know, it was like my hair was just sad. So it was very fun. And she did this cool thing where she didn't do highlights or lowlights, but something where she kind of blended the blonde back in so the gray wasn't so apparent, I guess. I don't know. I like it anyway. It was fun. Yep, looking good on the edge. I do think I do better like this. So that's a little partial one. So you could go in with your scraps if you wanted to. Let me grab some scraps. What have I got? We don't have any big ones yet, but you don't really need big ones. Maybe I'm not ready for scraps yet. God knows I've got plenty. Let's keep going with the big pages for a while. I don't know why. Random. I'm using this page from my Creative Daily Journal. It's like a kid's encyclopedia about presidents. I just love the paper. Oh, nope, let's do it this way then. Alright, I'm going to take off the edge where it was glued. The book was sewn in, but this was like one of the end pages where it was glued also. So let's get that off because it's kind of rough. Straight line. Concentrating. There's that. Let's, I guess it doesn't matter which side we glue it on. I was just making sure we wouldn't cover up something cool. I'm going to have to go on the hunt for another glue stick. I don't know why I didn't grab out more scraps. That was silly. Oh, it's not going to glue very well on that side, is it? Cool. Tear off this excess. Oh, we're going to tear the angel's wing off. I'm just on a path of destruction, aren't I? Do another one. How about some of this gorgeous Florentine paper? I think yes. Do I want to glue it first? Or do I want to... Ooh, you know what? I'm going to glue on this side because that's a little gory. So, let's do that. And I guess will I glue it or will I tear it first? Decisions. Hard, you know. Oh, Mark's home. How exciting. The garage is directly under me, so it makes quite a racket when he opens the garage when he comes home. And this is going to be blank, well, not blank, it's this beautiful cream on one side and pattern on the other. So we can, I don't know why I made the glue that wide, that was kind of silly. That doesn't look straight, does it? It's lined up at the bottom. Don't know why. Alright, let's see if we can get this remotely straight. Maybe, maybe not. Oh. You guys see the gold in this paper? It's just gorgeous. That is a very good scrap. Alright, we'll do some more folding to get this stuff out of the way. Yeah, that made that kind of thick right there. Buried my bone folder. buried in scraps. Yep, I didn't get that all the way straight. Darn it. Brooke. I will say I'm finding it easier to flip it around like that to fold because you can see both edges. You can see the top and the bottom, so you can make sure those are lining up. So let's see what we have. That'll be the first page. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I love how that edge looks. 7, 8. We got the ladies. They look so pretty. 9, 10. Upside down page. Whoopsie. 11, 12. Okay. 13 so far, which means 26. So that was pretty darn fast for 26 pages, wasn't it? And it's not terribly thick yet. And what will happen is our cover will glue to this page. So that's why it starts there. I'm liking it. Should we do a tad more? How long have we been going? Half an hour. My gosh, and it's mostly been me just flailing around as usual. So I think what I will do is put you guys on pause, and I will come back when I've got some more of it done, and we'll take a peek. Just keep gluing and folding, gluing and folding. Well, you guys, I have realized something interesting. Well, first of all, it looks like the camera's not going.